Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday to you, and welcome back to Morning Music. Now, this is a very short video, and it is a corrective video. Yesterday, I gave video number 15 in refutation of Sam Frost's book, the Parousia of the Son of Man. And I made the comment in that video that Sam Frost's personal translation of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2 agrees with all other translations. Now, one of our regular viewers, I won't give his name for privacy considerations, contacted me, and by the way, this individual has extensive seminary training, okay? Extensive seminary training. But he said, Don, I cannot believe you made such a blunder. I cannot believe you missed what Sam Frost has done. What Sam Frost has done is absolutely inexcusable. Now, he had a lot of other adjectives to add about Sam Frost and Sam's supposed scholarship as well, but I won't go into that detail. He kept pointing out to me that Sam Frost turns the translation of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 on its head, completely distorts it, makes it contradict all other translations. And I've got to be honest with you. I went back and read Sam Frost's translation. It is on page 49 of his book. And I read it, and I read it, and I read it. I did not see what this individual was pointing out. You know, that's the power of thinking we see something, the mind, when in reality it's not there. It's kind of like when I write books. I know what I want to say, but as I type, what I want to say doesn't get exactly put on the paper, and editors, proofreaders find it, and they say, well, you said that such and such. I'm going, no, I didn't. Or, yes, I did. Well, the mind, okay? Here's the point. Catch the power of this. All English translations render 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 in a way somewhat similar to this. There are a few variations, but none that are substantive. Do not let anyone deceive you by any means, whether by word, by spirit, or by an epistle. Now watch this. As if from us, or purporting to be from us. In other words, Paul was warning them about a false, forged letter that would say the day of the Lord had come. And Paul says, do not be deceived by a letter that claims to be from me. It's a fake, it's a fraud. So if there was a letter that said the day of the Lord had already come, Paul said it was not from me. It is a fake, it is a fraud. The viewer pointed out to me, I went back and I read it again and again. And it finally jumped off the page at me. Here is Sam Frost's translation. Do not be so quick to be disturbed about it in your mind, nor your spirit troubled, neither by our word, watch this, our word, nor our letter that says the day of the Lord is present. In other words, Sam Frost says, listen, brethren, I don't want you to be disturbed by the fact that I told you. I told you that the day of the Lord is at hand. I don't want you to be soon shaken in your mind by the letter that I wrote to you saying the day of the Lord is at hand or has come. Folks, that is a perversion of the Greek. You know, I got on my Logos Bible study program last night, and I looked up every translation I could find. When I got to the office this morning about 4 o'clock, I started grabbing translations. Leon Morris, John Eady, Greg Beale, Ernest Best, New International Greek Testament Commentary, Green, on and on and on. One translation after another, or commentary. Now mind you, I've already been on Bible Gateway. 56 translations, not one of them support Mr. Frost. Not one of them. In picking up the commentaries, not one of them support Mr. Frost. Now, I want to take note of something very, very quickly. On Facebook the other day, I challenged Mr. Frost to give any source that supported his claims. He gave me Leon Morris. So, to do my due diligence, I went to Leon Morris in his commentary on Thessalonians. Now, point number one, Leon Morris does not agree with Sam Frost in any way. Now, Sam Frost says the day of the Lord had already come. Leon Morris acknowledges that the day had arrived, had dawned, but it had not come in its fullness. And Leon Morris says Paul expected it to be completed in a very short period of time, thus refuting Sam Frost's attempt to negate time. But here's what Mr. Leon Morris says in regard to Sam Frost's claim, his translation that says, "Don't be shaken in mind by our words or by the letters from us saying that the day of the Lord has already come." Page 215, Commentary on Thessalonians, footnote number 11. Quote, Paul is denying that the report, what report? That the day of the Lord has come. Paul is denying that the report emanated from a revelation made to him or from any words of his spoken or written, unquote. And so when Mr. Sam Frost appealed to Leon Morris for any support of anything that he said, he is misusing Leon Morris. Now, I need to apologize for failing to see that Mr. Sam Frost's translation is such an egregious abuse and perversion of the Greek. I failed to see that. That was an oversight on my part, so I appreciate the viewer who pointed out my failure to see that and who kept after me until I finally saw it. Listen, folks, I've never been too proud to say I've been wrong. Never have been, never will be, Lord willing. When I can go to every Greek translation, I can go to every critical Greek commentary, I can go to every translation of the New Testament, and I can see that Mr. Frost has completely and totally abused the Greek text. And by the way, we're not talking interpretation here. That's another issue. But when I see that he has completely and totally abused the Greek text, then I can truly know, in fact and indeed, as I pointed out yesterday, Mr. Frost is guilty of argumentum ad desperatum, an argument from desperation. Now, Mr. Frost says, hey, this is just my theory. Well, you know, some theories, if it's a theory, it has to be supported by evidence. Mr. Frost has no evidence. Okay, I just wanted to make that correction. I wanted to apologize for my oversight, my failure to see how Mr. Frost had completely perverted the Greek text. Thanks for joining me on this Saturday. You have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you on Monday.